Okay, so this is mind map number 1, which represents the key biological building blocks of the mind, showing how genetics, neurons, and brain regions work together to influence behavior. I've included a list of the key concepts mentioned, as well as a glossary with definitions of all of them as a bit of a reference point on the side there. So let's start off with human genetics. So a gene is a small part of DNA that carries instructions for traits, and alleles are the different versions of that gene. So a dominant allele shows its effects with just one copy, while a recessive one needs 2 copies to be expressed, and that's demonstrated here. These genes are packaged into chromosomes, so all genetic material is encoded in the DNA, and I've kind of included a diagram there of how those chromosomes are packed into the DNA strands. These influence both our genotype and our phenotype, where the genotype is the genetic makeup and the phenotype is the expression of those traits, so the observable characteristics. Back to the ongoing nurture versus nature debate, which considers how much of human behavior is shaped by biology compared to environment. Next, the map moves into neurons and communication. A neuron is the basic nerve cell made up of dendrites that receive the signals, a soma or a cell body that processes them, and the axon, which sends the signals out. These signals are carried through as action potential, an electrical impulse at the synapse, and the neurotransmitters act as chemical signals. So here's a diagram of how that happens. I won't go through it because it'll take too long. In summary, the process of summation adds up the signals, and the signal integration determines if those neurons will or will not fire. So these communications in between the nerve cells can be influenced by psychotropic drugs. So these can either be agonists, which boost the nerve signals, or antagonists, which block them. To remember is neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to change and learn by making new nerve cell connections. Recording, learning, and memory. Brain regions and body. So here's a diagram of what that looks like. So we've got the cerebral cortex, which is the outer brain layer for critical thinking and decision making. The limbic system, which regulates emotion and memory. The brain stem, which survival functions like breathing and heartbeat, while the cerebellum supports balance and coordination. And the basal ganglia helps with movement and habits. So together these areas form the nervous system. So we've got the CNS, which includes the brain and the spinal cord. The PNS covers all of the other nerves. Within the autonomic nervous system, we've got the sympathetic branch, which prepares the body for flight or fight, while the parasympathetic branch restores calm with rest and digest. These communicate via hormones through the endocrine system.